Okay, let's talk about event bubbling and event capturing. So by default, JavaScript has event bubbling. But what does that actually mean? Well, let's talk about event listeners. Now, when you put an event listener via add event listener method, what JavaScript does is whenever you click on an element that has it, like section, it will check, hey, does this section have an event listener? And then it checks its parent, main, and then it checks the body until it gets to the root, right? Which is body or HTML. Now, by default, the event listener on whatever that you clicked on will run first. So if I click on section, section ran first, then main, then body. Okay? That is event bubbling. It bubbles from child to parent to grandparent. So that's by default. It calls them in order, like I just said, but only if none of those have event capturing on, which is off by default. Okay? So by default, event bubbling is on and event capturing is off. So when you do add event listener here, the second argument by default is false. If I save this and I click again, we get the same console.log. Okay. Now, what if I change the body to event capturing by putting true as the second argument? What happens if I click on section? Now, when I click on section, the body listener ran. Why? Because no matter what, when you click, it will always check all of the parents first for event listeners. And if any of those are event capturing, it will always run first. Okay? So since body, who was supposed to run last, has event capturing on, now it runs first. What if you also put event capturing on the main? Okay, let's click on section again. Okay, now it says body and then main and then section. Okay, so now it sees that section does not have event capturing. And it says, oh, hey, who has event capturing? Body and main. Who's going to run first? Well, body is oldest and it's the outermost element. So that will run first. And then whoever still has event capturing but younger, aka main, that will run. And then there's no more event capturing. It checks, oh, okay, now all the regular event bubbling stuff can run. And then that's why section gets console.log. Okay, what if we also put true for section? Do you think anything will change? Let's click here. Nope. Okay, so it's the same as that. Because even with event capturing on, it's still the youngest. Yeah. Now, what if I click on section sibling article? This has no event listeners on it. But look, the body ran and the main ran. Okay. Why is that? Well, it doesn't matter if any elements have event listeners or not when you click on them. JavaScript always will check all of those elements' parents all the way out to the body. Then it sees, oh, does anyone have event capturing? If so, the outermost will run first. Then the inner, then everyone else who does not have event capturing. Okay. Now, what about stop propagation? Let's delete this. So right now, everything's back to event bubbling. What if for the section, we console.log section, listener n, and then we're going to do e dot stop propagation. Let's see what happens now. When we click, only the section listener ran. So stop propagation prevented the default event bubbling. But you should know that nothing will stop event capturing. It will run always. Okay, so now the body has event capturing and I click on section. Okay. Section ran, e.stop propagation ran, preventing main from running, but it cannot stop body from running because body has event capturing on, which overrode the stop propagation. because of how the event object actually works internally. Okay, I hope this was useful.